Dave Snyder here. It is the 22nd evening of August 2014. And tonight, what's left of it, I just started messing around with this. I was going through my list of pictures. Basically, I just brought up this picture first, and I was going to start bringing up some weather patterns that I've just been saving. Just ones that are in my folder that I haven't really shown, or maybe I have, maybe I haven't. But what happened just now was, okay, when I first saved this image of this weather, you can see this is Kazakhstan or whatever, Uzbekistan, or this is, Asia, and there's the Caspian, there's the Aral Sea, and all that, right? And when I saved this, I saved it as Africa 12, because it looked to me like the Sahara Desert when I seen it on the Earth in this area. The shape of it is the same shape as the Sahara. So I was actually going to bring up something to go with this crater, but when I ran across this. Actually, I was looking through them earlier, my pictures earlier, and there's a couple that I wanted to try, and I just stopped at this one and I was going to put it over Africa, because as you can see, there is Africa, and there's weather from Africa. You can see the little dip right here. You can see the little, it dips down. Anyways, I didn't even make it that far, because once I brought the picture up, I was like, okay, I got to shrink it down, got to move it over there to Africa, right? So I'm moving it over to Africa, and as I'm moving it over there, I go, well, wait a minute. Won't that fit right there? So I just brought it right there, and it happens like this every time, people. This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's not I'm not trying to mess with people. I'm not trying to do any guesswork myself. I'm just basically I have to guess on some things, because it's not really like a science for this out here too much. I mean, it's just something that I came up with doing these, especially with the weather. The weather shows you every bit of the moon, people. If you don't believe me, you got to try it, because it's something that science does not allow into science. That's it. I mean, they just do not. It's not allowed. Not allowed in science. Even though, like this picture. You may think this picture's fake. You may think it's too big on the Earth, and I'm telling you right now, this picture right here you can put the entire Earth back together with this picture. Because look at what I have right here. I have Asia, and I'm putting it up to this crater that I have reversed over the Earth, and look at that weather just fit that edge. That's like the missing piece that goes there. One of the missing pieces. You see this? You see this right here, right? This curve right here. Okay, well that curves there because there was an impact or something right here in Central America, where you can see this in Central America right here, right? Okay, well this alignment I did almost 2 years ago. This actually I didn't even have to align it. The program put it right in place for me, right? And it's a perfect alignment over the Earth. I will never move that picture. This is like one of the best pictures I have overlaid over the Earth. And like I said, I was moving this weather to the Sahara. And there's another picture that goes with this too, but another area of the Sahara. Like I said, the Earth is a big time puzzle. I mean, if these are the pieces that we have to work with, it's not really, it is kind of hard actually, because the pieces have been in so many places. But here's what I noticed when I brought this weather up here. And you can see it is the right curve and the right texture. You can see there's like a texture there, right? And there's actually an inner thing here, so it's going around that inner right there. You see this line right here, and then I noticed this area right here. See this, where it comes to this point? And I mean, it's right there. You can see it. There's a line that comes down to a point, and there it is. And this is pretty much the right size, right? You can see there's Italy. It's not that much smaller than that. I mean, I got it pretty close to the right size. And there's Italy there. It's maybe a little oversized. Not much. Not much at all. I mean, I just threw it up there just a second ago. I didn't size it or anything. I hadn't even finished, hit the OK button before I started the video, so I was still in the process. I wanted to show you that I was still in the process of putting it down. And there it is, down. So let's see, Italy and all these areas right here that you see have been shaped by the moon one way or another. impact, magnetically, whatever. Take your pick, because it's both, really. It's really both. Because even if it's, since I believe they were impacts, so if it was impacted, it's still magnetic anyway. It's still a magnetic, shaping it magnetically anyway. Either way you look at it. Either that, or this is, see, this is the whole thing. For someone to be able to play like a hoax, put a picture up that would be like a hoax or something like that, they would have to cover so many bases that I have covered hundreds of times. Hundreds. All these different things that I've done. And the way that it just comes together that way. I mean, this little shape right here being right there. And every bit of weather that's over here, now that I know, I can take any weather from this area and put it here, and it should fit that crater. So that just says, that shows us that this area, and look at how all this fits right here. See how it just kind of fits that shape right here? It goes here. It goes with this. It was a part of this impact or whatever. It definitely was. You can, and that's kind of strange as you see it that way. Now I want to pull this crater away, and we're going to look at this area here and see whatever it shows us. This is over North America, so it's going to show us that over North America, I imagine. And it's going to show us a few things, I think. That's how I learned about this stuff. I mean, that's the way it works. Okay, so here we go. Look at Italy. Now, this might have been higher up than it is now at the time, because there's different configurations. Like I said, it's a confusing puzzle, but these pieces do go together. Let's see. So you can see there was an impact here too. Now, that's what I should bring up. That's going to be great. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to bring up this one. I think it's this one. Maybe it's not that one. No, it's pretty good. Not bad. Because I have seen Schrodinger over Italy before. Almost just like that. Almost exactly like that. And it's not showing it real perfect right now. Something's going to come together. This is something I threw it the other day. It's not. See, you can see it right here. See it right here. See this curve. If I turn this, I can make this fit this picture of the weather. I put in Schrodinger like right down here, and it having this part curve out. But I'm not going to do that because all these are already set in place. But I was just wanting to show you that one. For one, let's get that back up here. And I'm just going to bring up some other pictures too. I'll bring Africa into Africa should fit there too. This should go with Africa. So what do we got? What do we got here? We got this right here, this whole area in the weather. I don't know. Maybe that weather's coming from Africa. You know what I mean? Could have came from Africa, but I doubt it. The way that it fits here. So it's possible. This area. Right here, all this area that's shown in this picture right here, all the way back Central Asia, basically, this whole area of Central Asia, possibly could have been over the Sahara, or something like that. Or they're shaped the same, they have the same weather. I mean, you can see that's the Sahara right there, and then you got Egypt would be over here and all that, right? Even though it's really over down here. I don't know, it's kind of complicated to kind of follow how I explain it, because I'm not very good at that, but, I mean, really. Let's flip it up. Okay, right here is what it is. I'm going to bring up this other one here. And this is kind of a softer picture, but so I like to go through these, as many pictures as I can get. This is a different picture than the one I showed you just a few minutes ago. It's in the same place. It's the same alignment. It is the same crater. It has a little extra on this side. See the curve? But it has the whole area, but it doesn't show you very high detail. Well, it kind of does, but it doesn't really show you like this other picture does that I just showed you, which is this one. See? And they are the same. And it's hard to get them exactly perfectly lined. But you see, I got them in the same place anyways. So there's that. And then the weather. Bring it to the top. See, this is what I think. Okay, so I know the moon shapes the weather, has shaped all the weather on the Earth. It's shaped the entire planet Earth, people. I mean, if you look at the moon, at least from what the images that they give us and the weather that they give us, I'm telling you right now, the moon has shaped the entire planet Earth. Entire Earth. Every continent, every single continent, every ocean basin, everything. And the weather still shows that every day. I can't emphasize that enough. Every day. And I'm not bullshitting anybody. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm seeing. I mean, I look closely at these things. And in the past, I've done a bunch of them that were probably not right. But I'm telling you right now, I got it down pretty good. I'm not very wrong anymore. I get these always just fall right into place. Now, this is what I think. I think this used to face the Earth just like this. Or maybe it was a little off to this, maybe a little like that, but this used to face the Earth. People used to look at the moon in ancient times, and this is what they seen. And it scared the shit out of them. And I believe that the ancient people believed that this was God looking down at them. I really believe that. Or the devil, whichever. God and the devil, both. Depending on where you were and what time of the month the moon, what mood the moon was in at the time, I guess. Because it's got its dark side. The moon is bright and beautiful, but it's got its dark side, people. It does definitely have its dark side, which most people that know about it don't usually typically share it, apparently, because it doesn't. You have to search for ways to find this out. I mean, it really, like Sailor Moon and things like that, it's really the only one I've really found. Even though I figured this out by watching How the Earth Was Made. I've watched every episode of How the Earth Was Made so many times, because every time my internet gets shut off, that's all I got to watch. So anyways. But the deepest place on Earth, the Marianas Trench, and almost every episode has the moon in it. They showed the moon. What was the other one I watched the other day? It was the asteroid one, where they show the moon in the beginning, right from the beginning. The moon is what it is, people. The moon. It's every big crater on the moon is bigger than you think. Even they're even bigger than you think. The moon is bigger than you think. It is Planet X, and I really could go on and on all day about that, but I mean, I've seen it so much proof in the images. Like I said, they put the Earth together for me. I mean, I'm just going along and seeing things fit, and putting this together with that, and now I know that was involved in this impact. This one, or something like that, or it was a separate impact that left the same print. It's really difficult to figure that out, because people don't want to think that the continents were overlapping. But really, if this hit the Earth, okay, this would create a super massive volcano on the Earth, okay, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you think? If that was the size of the impact, right, which it is, that would create a massive volcano. Okay, so it would create a continent. Basically, it would create such a big volcano that it would create an entire continent of rock or whatever. Okay, it would create a continent, basically, and then it would cool down eventually, and it would harden, and it would be cooled down. Then the next time the moon hits again, it creates another layer right near it or right over it in the same place, because it hits the same place a lot of times, because it had some kind of magnetic attraction to where it was hitting the same pole each time it hit. It would hit the poles because they're magnetically attracted. Apparently, these were poles or they were at the poles at one time. These were probably at the poles, right? And there's a print right there. You see the size of the print? That's the same size print. So there's your super volcano creating layers of rock, layers of continents being pushed off by each individual impact, pushing one layer off the top of that layer, off the one that is already cooled, and a new layer has formed over the top. Those aren't very solid bonds between layers. They're usually. I'm just guessing. I have to, because there's a lot that I've seen that where you can put things over the top of each other and they're the exact same land. The shape of the land, the the geologic formations are in the same place, everything. So I just, it's really, really interesting. It's answered so many things, so many questions I've had. Oh, the Mayan mask. This is absolutely, okay, like I've seen, let me show you a couple other things with this one that I've showed before, but they're kind of cool. And maybe you haven't seen them yet. I don't know. I think they're cool. And one of them is the Mayan mask. I showed that pretty recent, and it's just waiting to come out. There it comes. I was watching Ancient Aliens one day, and I seen this mask at the beginning of Ancient Aliens, and I had seen it somewhere in pictures before or documentaries or something. But I was sitting here watching Ancient Aliens one morning, and I seen that picture. And at first I took it right out of the video. I snagged the picture right out of the video and put it over. And as soon as I put it over this, because I thought, wow, that looks a lot like that right there. You see the two big eyes that are round, and you can see that it looks like that. I thought instantly, this is going to fit. It looks like it'll fit. I saved it, and when I put it over, I could not believe what I fucking seen. You cannot believe it. But this is how it happens, just like this. I put this over the Earth, or the Moon, just like this, just like this. And I looked at it, and I go, oh my God. Every detail is there. Look at this. See this? Look at this right here in the mask. See this, like, this line that comes across and kind of zigzags, and then it comes down on the chin, too? I've seen that. I've seen all of this was in this picture. I mean, it is so in the picture. The nose, the eyes, the crater up here where you see this, the eyebrow things are there. Look at that. The pyramid in the middle of the nose. Look at the pyramid. Right here. It's got this little arch under the pyramid. It comes up like a pyramid. Look. Hey, look at the arch. Look at the pyramid. It is that this is the same thing. And for someone to for those to come out of totally two different places into my life, out of totally two different areas of the world or whatever, totally unrelated, and to fit like that, just because I seen it and I recognized it and I put it, I mean, it was instant. It was instantaneous. That's how it fit, just like that. Boom. You can see the zigzag right in the right spot. Wow. So the ancient people knew and seen that side of the moon and had to think something when they looked at that and seen that. I mean, you got to think, that's scary looking. And it was probably close, like, really close. So anyways, that is that mask. Jaguar mask, whatever you want to call it. And you can take a jaguar and put it up over this picture too. Or like this, like I did the owl. Come on, owl. There's the owl, okay. And you can see how they share the same face. God made us in His image, right? Created us in His image or whatever. I seriously think that in ancient times people looked at the moon so much they actually ended up looking like the moon. That's crazy, but I think it's true. I think it is true. I really do believe that people used to think that was God right there, that the moon was God, and they may be right in a way. They may have been right anyway. People nowadays, they totally changed the view of what God is. I mean, I don't believe the moon is God, but I believe people actually thought that it was. Okay, so yeah, I don't think it has any godly powers, even though it has some super power that is unbelievable. People just don't believe it because they just have been trained not to. Okay, and then I got what's the lion, the old lion turned around. People think that was something else to do with the end of the world. Well, check out how this lion picture fits. And this was just the first attempt. I was looking for the right picture when I was saving the image, but this was my first attempt at this. And look at how the lines lines up. I mean, everything. This here, right? And then you see this, how this all comes over here. Watch this. That was my first attempt. I mean, I couldn't believe it either. It was like, whoa. What in the... I mean, even look at that. Look at the ear and everything. I could see how people might have thought that was a lion, looking at it. You know, certain parts of the world. Easily. Look at that. It looks just like a lion laying down or something. Just like it. So anyway, it's a long video. I know it's long, but I think I just want to try to get people interested in looking at this themselves a little more, and maybe sharing some things that they find too, because I share everything I find. I don't hold up. I mean, not everything I find, but I mean everything that I think that people want to see. So have a great day or a great morning. All right.